So Mick, Agri-Sustainability Manager with Board B, and you're responsible for the National Sustainability Programme Origin Green. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, Mary. So Origin Green is Ireland's, the agri-food industry's national sustainability programme. It works across every element of the supply chain. So at farm level, we cover beef, sheep, dairy, horticulture, pigs, poultry, eggs, and we have approximately 60,000 farmers that are members of the Origin Green programme at primary production level. At manufacturing level, then we have over 300 food manufacturing companies that are verified members of the Origin Green programme, and we also have a number of retail and food service companies that are verified members of the programme as well. So essentially those verified members of the Origin Green programme have developed sustainability plans for their business. They've set out targets and committed to those targets, and are reporting annually in relation to their efforts in meeting those targets.
And if you take it from a farmer's perspective, maybe we'll start with a dairy farmer. What does it mean for them in terms of the audit, or what do they have to do to be part of this programme?
So dairy farmers, and almost every dairy farmer in the country now, is participating in the Sustainable Dairy Assurance Scheme, and that's how farmers engage with the Origin Green programme at farm level. And as part of the audits that we do on farms every 18 months, farmers are completing a sustainability assessment with the auditor. So they're answering a series of questions that allows us to collect information to look at the sustainability performance of the farm. And some of the areas that we cover as part of that questionnaire is looking at the grazing season, so turnout dates and housing dates for the different animals, categories of animals on the farms, looking at fertiliser use, looking at concentrate feed use on the farm. On dairy farms we also look at water use and energy use as well, among other things, and that generates an awful lot of data for us then to be able to feed back to the farmer in relation to how the farm's performing, but importantly to be able to assess how the sector as a whole is performing on the sustainability front.
So it's like a continuous measurement essentially, so that the audit is every 18 months, is it, that you audit the farmers and you collate that data and it gives a national picture? Exactly,
Mary, yeah. So every 18 months we have a new assessment with new information, and we can compare how things have changed on the farm since the previous assessment, and we now are feeding that information back to farmers where we can show what the current performance is for that farm, how it compares to the previous performance. And also another feature of that report that we sent to farmers is that we indicate to them how their performance looks against other farms of a similar type or similar size as well. So it's a good benchmark for them to see how things are changing or improving on their own farm.
And does it differ more for beef and sheep audits, or are there similarities, or even the horticulture space? How do they differ?
There's a lot of similarities. There will be slight differences depending on the sector. So hort, obviously there'll be a slightly different focus as well. On the beef and the sheep front, and a lot of the questions that we ask are similar to what we would ask within the dairy audit. So again, we would have a focus on the grazing season, fertiliser use, slurry management, concentrate feed, and that sort of thing as well. And it's really, I suppose, about trying to get that good data and generating good data, and taking that data and working with our partners in the industry then as well, in particular the likes of ICBF and Teagasc, to make sense of that data and to be able to try and demonstrate what's happening nationally to I suppose the people participating in the programme, but importantly to the customers of Irish food and drink around the world, given that we're such an export focused nation with over 90% of what we produce being exported, and sustainability being to the fore of the customer asks from all around the world. It's really important that we have good information and good data, that we can develop the proof points that really kind of demonstrate that Irish farmers and the agri-food industry as a whole is making really positive strides in the whole area of sustainability.
So it's very much a collaborative approach. You're taking your farmers, you're taking the key stakeholders, the processors, the ICBF, Teagasc, Department of Agriculture, and obviously Board B leading it. It's very much an all-island, all-sector approach.
Absolutely, and that collaborative piece is hugely important. We don't have all the expertise within Board B to be able to do this on our own. We really rely on expertise in other agencies to contribute to what we do, and it's only through that we can really make the improvements and the advances that we have been making.
Okay, thanks very much, Mick, for that.
Thank you, Mary.